Hey guys, I'm back again for part 2. I've stitched around here. I thought I'd do that off camera because you're already seeing me stitch on the inside. It really makes it stand out and it sort of puffs it up a bit. It's so cute. So we are up to the embellishing stage now. So not embellishing, sewing stage. So what we do is just get this bit of fabric here, put that over the top. Okay, and just get some pins. Just hold it down a little bit. I might just have one pin in each side. It's not very big. And on the bottom here, we're going to leave a gap. I'll measure it after I've just pinned it. You don't need a massive gap. Maybe about 1.5 to 2 inches. Oh yeah, 2.5 inches. Approximately. So I will start here, and I'll just sew around, and I just did on the last one. I just did a straight stitch about a quarter of an inch in. That's the button, so there we go. But do it on a small, like a small setting, like I think mine was on about 2.5 or something like that, so that it's small stitches, so that when you do stuff it doesn't pull apart. If you want to, you can do a zigzag and then do a straight line over the top, but if you do it on a small setting, the straight stitch is okay. Okay, well, I'm just going to go to the machine and go like that, and then you just got to keep that little part apart. Okay, back again. So make sure that when you stitch here that you back stitch, so that that when you turn it around it's not going to fall apart. So even though, see, that's a little bit short there, but that's okay because we went about 1/4 inch all the way around with a straight stitch. Looking good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut the corners. Be careful not to cut your stitching. Just makes it easier when we turn it inside out. And your stuff. And I've got myself, my husband brought home a whole heap of these from his Salvo store, all vintage knitting needles, like the colours. And what I've actually used it for, I'm using this for stuffing, is here's my bunny stitch thing, and I picked out a blue one. Initially I was going to put it like say something in here, because that's how I made the back for that. But when I did that, see that hung down and you didn't see it, so I thought, oh well, I'll put it through the actual thing, and I've just got to get some, better stitch that down then, ribbon, and then that's going to hang up, so you get to see the finished thing. It's so cute, I love it. Okay, now, okay, sit down. So yeah, they're all quite old, a bit of a haul, which is good. I mean, I'm not a knitter. My friend would probably love them, but I'm just going to be using them for hangers and all that kind of stuff. So we just grab it, and this is why you do need to do the back stitch, because you really don't want it to pull apart. Turn it inside out. Oop. Okay, this is where the knitting needle comes in handy. Get your corners. And then we're going to do stuffing, and you always need way more than you think when it comes to stuffing. And that last bit of doing the rick-rack, I was going to stitch it on, but I thought I just glued it. It stayed on quite nicely. If you use, I usually use craft glue or Fabri-Tac, whatever you call it. And then that folds over. Naturally, it tends to fold. And so does that. And we're going to use a ladder stitch to close that up. Oh, isn't that cute? It's turned out rather lovely. Often get little threads poking out. Okay, now got my wadding, just polyfill, use whatever you like. I just buy one of these really big bags, hobby fill it's called in Australia, but some people like to use pallets and bits and pieces, and use whatever you like. So I just put in small amounts, because we don't like it to, and I try and stuff the corners first. It's not that massive, so it shouldn't take too long. And then you get the knitting needle out when you get further in. And try and do little bits, because if you do it too big bits, they get really clumpy. Okay. Really quite like these. I just love the colours. But the pink and the teal or aqua-y, whatever this colour is, the bluey colour, my favourite colours. I really like them. Got that shabby chic. But being an artist, I like all colours. But I'm particularly partial to pastels. I'm really liking those retro-y colours at the moment. The ones, you know, these sort of stuff, which I think these are. They've got that 40s, 50s, you know, 30s, 40s, 50s look about them. Okay. So proceed to push it into the corners and down there. And then I'm going to fill the body. Starting to look a little fuller. See how much you use? It's amazing. Just when you think you're full, do some more. Found a really a great channel. It's called Pay It Forward, and that name is Lisa Pay, and some of you probably are subscribed to her. And she does all these awesome. She's amazing. She makes all these awesome things like pincushions and stuffed dolls and bears and just all stuff, and she nuts out the pattern and she gives them away for free. That is amazing. Needless to say, she's got a massive amount of subscribers because everyone wants their freebies, but a lot of so much work and she gives them out for free. So that is so generous. Amazing. And then people still have the audacity to do a thumbs down. Are you serious? When she is doing all this work. If you don't like it, don't watch it. Don't give a thumbs down when someone's done all that work. Yeah. And giving out patterns for free, like, that's amazing. So yeah, it's very generous. I think it amazes me that there's still kind people left in the world that do nice stuff. She does make one of the last things she did was make a sewing machine pincushion, and even though I'm making these ones, I really liked it. I thought it was so cute, such detail. So I may even do that one. I think it's just really cute. Okay. Getting there peeps. I mean, she looks big and fat at the moment, but usually squish it down. It's this bit in the end, and then you've got to go and do these corners. Make sure they're filled up. And then do some more in the middle. My things always end up fat, but better too big, because it does shrink over time and it'll end up a bit flatter. So you're always better off putting too much in than not enough. Move me table, maybe a little bit more. Okay. Gotta be careful, you don't want to poke a hole in it. That's why I used the plasticky one, which has got a little bit of a rounded edge and it's not yeah, not sharp, which is good. So you've got to be really careful with the there we go. Now with your finger, it naturally folds because that's how it's been sewn. So with your finger, just press it down so we keep to the fold. And then I'm going to get the Gutermann thread. This is the Gutermann polyester, so it's thin but it's strong. So, and then we're going to do a ladder stitch to hold it down. Very rewarding making your own little bits and pieces, and they make really nice gifts, so I thought I'd share it at this time so that you can have some gifts to make for friends. Okay, I'll put that up there. It looks like it's pulled a little bit. Okay, now ladder stitch is a really cool stitch. You just go, make sure that you got a fairly big knot on the inside, and you put it, how I'd put it, you go grab one side, make sure you have a strong thread, then you go to the other, pick it up on the other side, and then to the other. Probably do about a few little stitches, maybe about 4 to there along that, and then you pull, and that closes it. Isn't that cool? I remember the first time I saw this stitch when I was learning how to do stuff in the 90s. It was like, this stitch is amazing, like a magic stitch. But that's what they use when you people make dolls and all that kind of stuff, that and teddies. This is the stitch they use to close after they finished stitching it. Okay. Well, I was going to say I'll be, finish it off and then come back, but it shouldn't take too much longer. You can always fast forward if you like until I'm finished. But I wanted to show you how to finish off, because it's pretty important that it's tied off tight at the other end. Okay, and pull it again. Do it in sections, because if you leave it all the way to the end and then pull, it could break, and you've done all that work for nothing. I've learnt that the hard way. Okay. Getting to the end, and then once it's sewn, we'll foof it up a bit, press out the corners and all that kind of stuff. Okay, nearly coming to the end. And I usually go over a little bit of, where it's already been sewn. There we go. We pull that, then this is what I'm putting the rickrack on the edge of it. I like to have something on the end. Go around a couple of times, because you really want it to finish off. And knot it. And then I usually go through and come out. Okay. Now, it's a bit of a chunky one, this one. So, give it a good shake and press. Now, you can leave it like that, which I think looks really nice, or you can embellish it a little further. Now, where's my... I'm just going to use a bit of this on there, and I'm getting out my craft glue, and I'm going to use pink on this one. Okay, this needs a pin to hold that down. Okay, now that's on. Okay, so we'll just get a little bit at a time. And get the glue. And just glue it. It goes over the line, so that looks really pretty. Like with anything, you always get sticky little fingers, and push it, round it off a little bit, because I want it to go around it. Now it's gone like that. I like the pink. That's pretty. Pink and this bluey tealy colour just looks so gorgeous. Okay, now need a little bit more along here and over the edge. Coming down. on the old craft glue. Some people, you know, because everything's hand sewn, they're going to be hand sewing the rest. You can if you want to, but I mean, you can still do it, glue it and then go over it hand sewing. That's an option too. But up to you. Okay. That way it hides the seams and gives you a pretty finished trim and gives it that vintagey look. I love rickrack. I think it looks really cute. Okay. I mean, it does still a bit wet at the moment, but it will dry. Okay. Yep. Nearly done, people. Nearly done. Okay. It wasn't that far off finishing last night, but it was getting late, and the video had already taken about 30 something minutes, so I thought I'll go to bed and finish up. So this is the morning when you're a bit more alert after the debacle of trying to get that button on. I figured I would just leave it. Okay. I'll actually glue on the actual thing itself because we don't want that to fray, and it'll sit nicely on there. So I'm going to go around all of it and sort of pinch it, if you know what I mean. And if any of it needs a little bit more gluing, we can do that. How cute was that? Okay. Tissue and clean that. And pack away this. Do it straight away. Got these beautiful tins. I remember when I had my shop in 2007 and 2008, I had a little giftware shop and I had these for sale. That was so cute. This lady, she sold them. I don't know, quite a few, and it was Mary Englebright and all that kind of stuff, and I sold quite a few of them. They were really popular. I always, with the philosophy, I got them cheap, so I sold them cheap. I don't wonder if that lady's still around. I should see if I can try and find it. Yeah, because they were quite good. So I kept a Singer one and one of the other ones. So there you go. Yeah. I like it. Move that out the way. Oh, I really love the pink with the blue, but that's really nice too. My favourite part is, of course, is the bunny. I think that's really nice. And so you can use, you know, little treasures that you've got, like an old doily and vintage fabric, and I love it. It's turned out really well. So yeah, go ahead and make one of these, and maybe in the Vintage Blend Studio Facebook page or on my Etsy, take a photo and show me. I'd like to see some of your work. That would be nice. And yeah, I like it. Okay, thanks very much, guys, and I hope you enjoyed creating one of these. I think they're really gorgeous for yourself or for a gift. Or even if you just, you know, you could probably even make a few and just have little cushions just for the sake of it. They're just so cute. Okay, thanks for watching, guys.